Hi guys, it's Lou. So today I just thought I would do something funny, a little bit witty, in my eyes anyway. You might not find it so much. First, I just want to say I'm wearing a really cool lapel pin by Harrison Blake, and their Twitter is at wear lapel pins, so check them out. I've got my white and silver Alexander McQueen scarf, and this is one of my favourite ones because it has the snakes through the skulls. Very cool. Anywho, so moving on. Oh, my David Bowie ring. Love that. Right, so anyway, today's topic, or today's sort of video is going to be called The Little Black Bag. So instead of Little Black Dress as quite synonymous, I thought I'd do a couple of quick bags that are my sort of staple black bags. I do have some other ones, but I wanted to do ones perhaps that people might not know instead of my Birkin or obvious black bags. But these are really cool. They're really trendy. So I'm going to dive straight in, because I don't want to get stopped by YouTube in terms of how long the video is. I might knock this out because of the sun, but this is Cassandra Moore, and this is a clutch cum bag, and this is incredible. This is all tiles, so you can hear. They're all hand done, and each section, so there's sort of greys and black tones. And some of them are textured, some of them are smooth, some of them are glass with the underlay. It has the clasp top, pops open like so, and on the back there, Cassandra Moore. And then it does come with a strap, which I have used before, but personally I like to use it as a clutch. And there is a pocket in the front section there. And then the back is quite smooth and quite soft, but it has a straight effect to it, if you can see. This is fab. This looks great, sort of tucked under or holding. And I've first worked with Cassandra, and I think it's her sister. Forgive if I I misplaced your name. It was one of the London Fashion Weeks, and I met her through that way. And also she showed at this London Fashion Week at Fashion Finest. She showed some of her amazing clothes, her bags and her shoes. Her shoes and bags are all tiled, and she also does kind of waist cinching belts with all the tiles as well. But really cool brand. I really liked it. That was a gift. I do love it to death. Check them out. And then we're going to move straight on, nice and quick, going through. So if you want any extra information on any of the pieces that I'm showing, do pop me a message, do write underneath, or I'll try and put their Twitter addresses as well, so you can go straight to them and have a look. So this is at Reclaim Bags. I may have spoken about this before, I'm not quite sure, but this is one of my favourites. This was made for me recently for this London Fashion Week, so that's February 2014. From a really, really cool brand that I did do an article about. So perhaps I could link the magazine article for you. And let's try and get that in. So that is the piece there to Reclaim. So these are made from the inwards of a car tyre. So it's rubber. So the front flap here is kind of sort of sheer. You can slightly see through. And each piece is all hand done, and they are unique because depending on what type of the tyre piece you use, it works really well. Actually, one of my videos I took the smaller clutch that I was given from the Bloggers Love event from Reclaim Bags out recently, so I think that's on there, and that's the smaller one with the red sort of panel along the front. So this has a double chain flap with the lobster claws, which can come off, so you can use it as a clutch. But I like it as a crossover. One thing I would love this bag to do, perhaps, might speak to the girls, is having a longer strap or a coated strap, so I could wear it across body. Because at the moment, a little bit too high. But I like the versatility of perhaps using it across body, because I think it's one of those bags that can be dressed up or it can be dressed down, and I just think it's a fantastic staple. And then we're moving on. So this season there has been a lot of bucket bags. Louis Vuitton. Actually, I've always done a bucket bag, but they are back quite highly. I've seen them quite a lot out and about, and the drawstring pull bag is quite big for spring summer 2014. I think there's one at Miyake, and I've seen quite a few out and about. And I saw this one, and I thought, why not? I would not go and spend a tremendous amount on this particular type of bag because I would find myself getting annoyed undoing it constantly. I'm a fan of a large tote, an open tote. It obviously comes with risks in terms of if you are on the tube or you're out and about, sticky fingers, but I'm quite vigilant about things like that. But I have found that if I leave the drawstring as wide as possible, this can look slightly like a tote. So without ado, so this has the sort of crisscross effect, and then it has sort of the more filled at the bottom, but the top section you can see through. I have a matching clutch to this, which I got quite some time ago, actually, but I have always liked this fabric. So this brand is C and East there, and this was bought from Nikki K store boutique, which is bags, gifts, and scarves in Harpenden. And as I said to you, here is the string, or the sort of the leather cord, which if you pull tightly, it does then give you that bucket style shape. What I liked about this one, it was super light before you pop anything in it, and I do think that sort of makes quite a lot of difference to how much you enjoy using a bag if it has something you're not a massive fan of already. As I said, the Louis Vuitton ones are absolutely stunning, but they're just not practical for me. I'm not saying that's for other people, because actually, quite a lot of people have the backpacks and say they can be practical, but it's just not my particular taste. So I pulled that out as wide as possible, and then the strap on me does go crossbody if I want it to, and it's roughly hitting the top of my hip, so it's comfortable enough. I would perhaps want it a touch longer, but it doesn't bother me. There are some extra holes, so I could in fact move it down a little bit, but I don't tend to wear it across body as much. I do tend to just sort of do that, and then it does sit nicely in the crook of my hand, so that's why I've not moved the strap itself. But there's the branding, the Cines branding, and it's nice with the silver hardware. I have a couple of black bags which are the more designer end. I have a Chloe and a couple of other bags and a Mulberry bag, and they either come with gold or sort of that brushed sort of bronzy gold effect, and I have quite bad OCD in terms of matching things, unfortunately, so I can't, or I don't feel comfortable wearing silver jewellery against gold hardware. So if I tend to do the gold jewellery, I would do gold hardware, but I'm quite pale, so I don't necessarily always wear gold jewellery that much. I think it depends. During the summer it's better because I get a bit of a colour, but each to their own preference. But actually a lot of high-end bags do come with gold hardware, especially things like the Chanel's. It's actually harder to get the silver, and oddly more expensive. My flap is it was actually my grandmother's, but I know it was more expensive, and when I have looked at some of the totes and things, the price does go up, and obviously depending on the leather and things. Okay, so the next one, this is Bcbg Maxizaria, and I actually got this from America. I saw this on a site, and then I had it sent over, and unfortunately, I don't know whether it's me or just bad luck. The zip sides here, I do tend to put quite a lot in my bag, and then there is a zipper along the top. These tend to slide down quite a lot, and I don't know if that's just bad luck. but it depends on how you want to hold it. So you can hold it like that. I have a bag charm on it that did not come with the bag. I have put that on separately. That was from a brand called Tiger. I think it was like a quid, and it's a lanyard tag. And I saw my friend Anna with it, and I just thought it was adorable, so I picked that up. I was just going to attach it to my phone, and then decided against that. I thought it looked really cute on the back, but it did come with this tassel, and as I said, tassels and sort of that kind of things are rather trendy again. I have an Hermes keychain that looks similar to that, so it's much thicker but shorter. It's quite cool. I liked the hardware on this. It's quite motorbikey. It's quite sort of funky. So it's got its feet. It has an extra body strap, which I don't tend to use, but I do like to leave it hanging. I think it gives it a little bit of extra personality. And so yes, it is all sort of given all their details. Let's try and get that in really quickly. There we go. And the zip pulls, and there's pockets inside. It is quite capacious. There is lots of room in it. It does go over the shoulder if you wanted to. I tend to just hold this because actually the thickness of the strap is quite nice. It's not too bad in terms of wear and tear. I don't use this for smart. I use this for casual. I like this as a casual bag, but I guess you could dress it up if you wanted to. But if I do uber smart or funerals, and unfortunately I'm attending a funeral this week coming, it will be my Birkin that unfortunately has been named my funeral bag. Mummy and I have used that for so many funerals, it's just ridiculous. And it's such a horrible thing to then associate something that is incredibly beautiful, incredibly made, but it became that. And also, I don't feel that comfortable taking it out all the time. It's one of those bags that is I just think it's stunning, but also kind of in terms of what I do in the fashion industry and stuff, I will keep it for Fashion Week, or I want to keep it so it does last, because I think most of you know how much they are. It was my grandmother's. All of them were. I don't want to ruin it, because it's in terms of my eyes it is priceless because it is hers. And she passed away when I was 13, so it's quite a long time without dating myself to you all. But I think you all know I've had a big birthday recently. But it's a fantastic bag, so I'm not taking away from that. But I like fun ones. I like quirky. I like to change my style quite a lot, but black is always really chic, and it's actually still a massive trend for spring summer. Oddly enough, I have seen a lot of it on the runway, and again we've seen the next looks for the season after as well during February Fashion Week. And I think it's always going to be a staple. And I think a black bag, whether it be designer or just a really nice bag, is don't price yourself into the designer market if you can't afford it, or you're not going to feel comfortable being able to wear it. I'd recommend a slightly higher end high street or cool quirky brands like I've shown you today, where you can get some pieces that are within the sensible price range or slightly higher, but still enough so you're not overstretching yourself. Because some bags now, you're talking at least £1,000 upwards, and it's not everyone's budget. And if you want to change on a regular basis, I would sort of recommend sort of taking that mid-level, or waiting for perhaps the sales and things. I've actually watched a lot of videos. I'm just watching for the time, and a lot of girlies and guys have hit up the Harrods, the Selfridges, the Harvey Nichols sales, and got up to 70% off bags. And I'm like, wow, okay, I wish I would have waited. I'm one of those people, I see it, I buy it, want it, it's done, it's in the bag, I've left the store, which is naughty, but it does happen. But I wish I was a bit more controlled in that respect, because I always wonder if it's going to be there at the end of the season and in the sale. And sometimes you can't risk it, but sometimes you can. Some people do save up and get tremendous amounts of discount off the bag, so perhaps that's one there. But I think classic, go for classic, go for black, go for silver hardware. I think you can always style it up, dress it down, do the motor sort of chic, biker chic look, or dress it up for work. So hopefully that was a little bit of fun. I'm going to go before YouTube says, no, you can't upload this, and I have to do it again. So much love. Bye-bye.